Hello world, WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So, I did a bit of work on our sugarcane farm. As you can see, it's working. Well, I think it's pretty much filled completely, and it is working well enough. Now, let's just jump over here to its nice little clear section. I have a relay hooked up instead of the chest, so I'm bringing all of the reapings down over there for now. But I don't really have much else work done, just want to make sure all the sugarcane is grown. Now also the boiler is finally using the nice little biofuel, but there's some interesting factoids that we're going to need to understand before we actually continue too much into anything major. Well, some of them mostly are facts about the biofuel and its usage, so I'll try to go through everything as best as I can. So the 36 HP boiler over there, it can actually, basically when it's at full heat amount, it uses a base amount of 15.84 fuel per tick. Now that's a little abstract, but let's take that into perspective. Biofuel is 32,000 fuel. So that's how much fuel that one bucket biofuel can do. And currently that is what I'm using. Now going onwards to some more stuff. The sugarcane, one bit of sugarcane, unamplified, meaning using water instead of honey, gives 0.1 buckets of biomass. Biomass is refined and distilled at a conversion ratio of 3 to 10. Sorry, 10 to 3. So it takes 10 buckets of biomass to make 3 buckets of biofuel. And then that biofuel is used. Now, if we do all of the math going through how much each individual sugarcane gives fuel-wise and then factoring in all the time, what it means is that we need to supply this system, the refining, to over there, 1 sugarcane every 3 seconds. Now, that is good and everything, but it also presents us with some issues. Let's just go up here so that we can have a nice little area, and I don't see why that isn't saved each time. So, as you see, we got a nice little 21 by 21 area, factoring in the fact that not every single space is filled, and there is every 5 blocks is water. There's about 320 sugarcane canes over there, so that's quite a lot, but it takes a while for them to grow. Now, apparently there's some random tick basing that I won't go into with the main Minecraft mechanics, but pretty much using some Poisson distribution, it takes roughly 68 seconds per sugarcane. Well, 68 seconds for a sugarcane to update, quote unquote, and it needs 16 such updates to be able to grow one height. Now the problem is that gets about 18 minutes rather for a sugarcane to grow, and we need the entire thing, not all at once mind you because that would suck, to grow in 16 seconds. So currently we're off by a factor, I think, of 1/9. So not a factor of, we're off by about 1/9 of the total amount that we will need for this to be run completely automatically. However, we are getting lots of sugarcane, and we will be able to expand this not by increasing its footprint, but by building it up. Now, another thing that I don't like about this system is if you look at the map, it is not centered with the building I am currently in. So that's going to bug me, though I can live with it. So what I'm going to do right now is just throw this stuff into our nice little hopper over here. Hop, hop, hop along. And we're going to need to modify this system because we want to have it completely automatic. Currently, it's not quite in the completely automatics in a sense because, well, um, there's only sugarcane. There's only an input for sugarcane, and fertilizer would not be it'd not be good to use fertilizer. Yeah, the fertilizer won't go in using this hopper. So just a simple red power tube thing should red power tube thing. Marvelous. A red power to system should be good enough. So maybe bring the tube that's connected to the chest to a relay here and a relay over here as well connected to fertilizer, and it should feed everything. So we're going to need to make 2 relays. 2 relays is what we need. So 2 relays, we're going to need a bit of redstone. We're going to need to also get rid of a bunch of this string junk that I was using. So we got a piston plan. Let's put the piston plan in. Going to need iron. We're going to need redstone. And it seems like this place is full, so let's check if it just stopped. Okay, nothing's there. And all the useless Zycaf stuff is going. So it looks like our quarry is done. So we'll check on the quarry in a bit. Currently, I'm not too bothered with it since it's probably going to need an extra layer anyways, and that'll be easy enough to handle. So let's get everything else. We got our nice little redstone over here. So I think we need 2 pistons. And then we'll need to modify it, and we will have enough for the buffers as well. And let's see, it's like this. Now that I actually know the buffer recipe, I'll be able to make them much more effectively. So, got all our buffers. We're going to need to make our nice, simple transposers, which will require our pistons. And these pistons, as well as the buffers, with our oak and our cobblestone, as well as a few wafers, we'll be able to make our relays. Now, we are going to need to make a few more tubes. This is definitely not enough tubes for our tubiness, but do we even have... Is it brass or bronze? It's brass that we need, and we don't have any brass. So where is our brass? What do we do? Hey ho, what could the matter be, dear, dear? What could the matter be? Hey dear, what could the matter be? Johnny fell down in a well. Red doped wafers, and we have our relays. 1, 2. So we got our relays, we got our tubes. We'll throw in this back in at least and have this as the remaining stuff. Also, brass is the best. So we'll just make enough. Those are very bright. We'll just put... I thought it was fire. It's like I can craft fire? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And apparently my hopes and dreams were dashed in an instant. So this should be a simple enough system, though it's assuming that there's no sort of feedback. We're going to need to remove the hopper. Hop. And we'll put some temporary flooring because eventually we will want to tidy this place up a bit. So 1 there and 1 there for consistency's sake. And we'll just bring tubes all over here. Now there shouldn't be any feedback, as in it should just be simple enough like that. But we'll have to see how that turns out. So we'll bring a tube down underground. And of course we've managed to hit bookcases. So let's see. Where is our chest? Our chest is 3 over, right? Let's see. 1 over, 2 over, 3 over. Okay, so 3 over, we'll bring this down. And we might as well do that. And are we on level? Okay, this would be on level. Digging, 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 going. Let's go as fast as we can. So once we get this tube down, do we even have enough tubes? And did I pass? Please don't tell me. Oh, I actually just made it. So that's good. So we'll have an extra little tube area going over here. I seem to have tubed myself, which is not good. I got myself tied up in a tube. What is that exactly saying about me? Okay, bring up the tube, connect the tube, more or less, and we'll bring this up, and we will want to close this nice little dandy hole that I managed to make for myself. Tube it up. And now the only problem is we're going to have to disconnect the chest, which will be a simple enough matter, assuming that, yes, okay, we have enough room in our inventory to do this. Plop. Break. There we go. So all the sugarcane will now automatically go in there. And we're going to still need to test one thing. I should have tested that as well. Maybe I should disconnect this setup temporarily. Yeah, I'll do that. After this, we'll disconnect it. Or I could have just put some redstone on the buffer and that would work. We're going to need to test to make sure this works. So just grab some fertilizer from our tree farm. And is everything nice and dandy? We got that, and we have enough energy, so it should just plant it eventually. And we finally got some saplings from this machine. So we can use saplings for this, but in the meantime, we'll just continue bumming off our sugarcane. And I was trying to get fertilizer. What the heck was I thinking? Just running off out into the distance like la-di-da-di-da-di-da. Oh, look, a flower. La-la-la-la-la. Okay. Getting a little creepy, but I think I can handle it. So there are a few things we need to test. 1, whether fertilizer actually goes into the appropriate slot. 2, whether said fertilizer doesn't go into any inappropriate slot. So first, test the fertilizer. And it went into the wrong slot. So that won't work. However, it might work if it goes underneath. So let's check that by temporarily disconnecting our water supply. It'll be easy enough to reconnect. We have all the liquid ducts that we need. And we'll just bring this over instead, flip this around, and try this instead. So fertilizer, good. Does it go anywhere else when that happens? No, it jams up completely. But when this is taken out, it goes. However, when we put the sugarcane in here, we'll take that fertilizer out. It goes in, it starts processing, and it doesn't overfill it. So now obviously we're going to need to put some water back into this by ways of actually getting this liquid duct to work, and that actually makes it a bit better so we can use the same piping. So there we go. Attach this. Oops. And I am completely destroying my setup. Ta-da. Well, at least that's connected. There we go. Or not. There. I don't understand the mechanics of this. Like, what differentiates between the two? La la la. Ugh. Okay. Got the tube back in. We'll be able to hide this in like some sort of structural column or something. So throwing the rest of that in the relay there. Throwing the rest of this into those relays, and making sure no sort of loop occurs. We'll take that off, and we'll just be able to put like a cover there, and everything will be nice and tubes. What would I do? What would I do with you, tubes? So obviously it's a little more complex than I originally estimated, but this should be good. We'll just have this all go into the... Ooh, we had a lot of stuff jammed up in the relay. And 88 is pretty much where we are. Maybe we should wait until all of this is taken up so we can actually get a good estimate. In the meantime, I am going to have some apples because apples are tasty, and yeah, pretty much that's the only reason I'm eating apples. So, I've been doing some other extra bee stuff. I've been doing extra bee stuff. Haha. Anyways, anywho, I've been recently trying to not breed up, but get my rusty queen to have a few more queens. So if you look over here, we have a bunch more rusty queens. They're almost all purebred. I think this one's purebred. I'm not too sure. We're also making some cultivated queens. And the reason we want cultivated queens is, hey, stop that. Cultivated queens are a lot faster than any other queen currently, I believe. I'm not too sure where the noble fit in with that, but I'll just continue. It's basically the only one that is able to... Dang it, I cannot speak. It produces honeycomb very fast, thus we get lots and lots and lots of honey, which is a good thing. The reason we want that is because when we throw it in the squeezer, we get liquid honey, and because of that, it is more awesome. So I've been busy breeding my pure cultivated princess that I have right here. If you look at its process right now, even though it is analyzed, we see that it's currently shortest, fast speed, slowest pollination, whatnot. But it also, I set it so that it is cave, and the cultivated drone is the same. Now I'm also going to want to put a long lifespan on it. So just throwing this on, it'll take a while. I don't know if that's enough charges to be successful or not, but once we get the long lifespan on, we can continue working on a few queens as well. Though these queens I'm probably going to work on more to get some, basically update some of our bees, because we want to take these bees and do a little more fun than currently they are doing. So basically mutations. Let's go with mutations. That's an easy enough word to say. So we'll want to do some mutations. Now I'm not too sure what a tarnished drone will do, but I am going to find out. Basically, when the next one of these dies off, I'm going to breed one of these tarnished with all the others. So it doesn't really look like there's anything too much in these tarnished drones. They're not really the best, but I guess I can use this one if I'm going to use any of them. And we have a few more apiaries here. This is going to be my main breeding area, or more like it's the inoculation center. Trying to get vanilla bees, so to speak. Vanilla bees to turn into the bees that I want. So for instance, rusty. So we'll take a rusty queen, since that's going to be the next one, put it with a tarnished, and we should get some sort of mutation. However, one of these others might be a better candidate, so I'll actually check the wiki to see whether it's good or not, and then we'll see which one will be the next one for us. You better believe it. Okay, so I did a little bit of research. I don't care if you think it's cheaty or anything, but I learned of two next thing. So tarnished and cultivated actually give galvanized. So I do believe that that is the next one we're going to want. We have a bunch of tarnished ones, and tarnations, we will do it. So I believe if this is currently at, full bred cultivated, we can breed there, and it is. So cultivated and tarnished we'll put together. And we are going to need some extra help for that. So we will want some soul frames so that our breeding occurrences are more likely to occur. Haha. Another thing that we're going to need is noble, because apparently Rusty and Noble get some sort of bee bread thing. I don't know. So we're going to have to wait for this noble to inoculate. And we're also going to need to grab a few of these, since that'll be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got all the ones that we need. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 5. Yeah, shut up. So we'll just get one more soul frame, put a little soul into it, and let's see. These we'll put with a tarnished, which this one I guess will go, and these will also work for our noble and rusty. I better go up and stop the noble process because currently it will probably just be swept off into the ether otherwise, which is not useful really. So once that's done, we'll be able to breed one of our tarnished ones, and we also got some purebred wintry princess, which is able to tolerate the outdoors finally. Those little princesses, it's like they don't want to produce anything whatsoever. Can never get some work. Oh, speaking of which, frozen combs. Yeah. Thank you. Frozen combs. And we'll put the frozen combs. I don't think frozen combs actually give anything currently. Well, other than honey and beeswax. As I saw, there was beeswax, a honey drop there. And that's probably all it will give. So I shouldn't expect too much. So let's put our rusty in here. That's not the rusty we're going to take anyways. The rusty will be down there. And now our noble fiber, we have receiveth. And let's check what this noble is so that it's the right. So it's a shorter, fast, slower. That's good. And it doesn't really have much of a tolerance of anything. It's like my sister. And we'll just take this with a rusty. I think, which one's the least purebred? I guess, well, this we might as well just do that, and that. And this is purebred, but this is more mutty than the others. And these are going to be wasted beads anyways, so it's not too much of a shambles. So Rusty Princess, it will have a long life, with our noble drone. So this should incur a mutation, and already we got this cultivated going. I wish I should breed these so that they're the shortest possible life. It'd be a lot. Oh, we got a snowball. Yay! I was actually aiming for the lintel. Not bad, not bad. We already have our tarnished. The Meadows Princess should go back into here because we can't really do any breathing currently. And let's go back downstairs so that we can see our result. And we got tarnished, cultivated, cultivated. That is not what we wanted. We wanted some form of breeding to occur, so let's check. Cultivated, tarnished. Tarnished, cultivated. Cultivated, tarnished. That is not what we wanted. Hang on. That should have worked. Maybe I'm just being a little too quick to judge, so to speak. But tarnished, cultivated, we can try cultivated, tarnished. It's a long life, and they're both long life, so we have that long life in our genes. So we might as well breed them back together, see if we get any sort of occurrence. I'm not too hopeful at this point, but we can always, try our darndest or stuff like that. I think I made that joke before. So we got some more cultivated junk that we're going to have to take. Did I? Yes, I did. So we got some more cultivated junk, and how our bee breeding is going, I'm not too sure. Let's see how our bees are. We still have the long lifespan going for it, and these will be the ones we're not going to mutate with, but we're going to, well, we can mutate them, and maybe change our tarnished line so that it has 4 offsprings, thus give us 4 chances at awesomeness. But I don't really see any point in doing that, since it'd probably just be a big waste of bees. Speaking about big waste, we should check how our sugarcane is going. Now, I marked the biofuel level at 1,092,300 millibuckets. Oh, we're actually Oh, we're actually netting stuff. We've got net gain in the system, so maybe it's just our randomness that is managing to pull through. But we do have a gain. Whether that's good or not, we'll see. Well, of course it's good. It's a gain. What else would I gain from it? So another thing that we're going to want to do eventually is have this entire system wired off of one wire. So let's dig down slightly and see how far we need to go until we hit the base, which should be here. And actually, this is a very good point to go to because that's our main base's feed, and we can just, well, feed it in. I think we have enough wire currently being made, so let's just dig up a bit. And not wire. Why do I think of this as wire? It's not really doing anything wiry. I am wired. So we will want to get our redstone energy conduits. And how many do I have that I recently just made? We had 14. 14, and we are actually really low on our liquid energy over here. So pop, and this is set to 2 output. So we'll want to change that so that we can make some more liquid stuff. Let's make it at 20. 15, is 15 enough? I'm not willing to take the bet, so let's go over, get a stack of redstone, throw the entire stack in, liquefy it, and we'll be able to get some more. Let's see. We got 5 stacks of redstone. I think we can spare a stack. Now, I'm thinking of some updates that I can make to the frame machine, and there are a few that I'm actually very willing to attempt. Let's get our liquid redstone ready before we go into it too much, and we are getting a gain. So one of the things I am thinking of is we're going to be making a lot of these. And by a lot, I mean a lot. So probably one thing that we'd want to do is, well, make some sort of deployer thing. So a deploying frame machine that'll just sweep through, place the blocks in the right amount and in the right size. Now, I don't think we'd be able to have any methods for it to place water unless we want to be cheaty and use water source blocks, because I don't think there is any stackable water source that we can use unless Xeno were to have added some sort of infinite water source that uses some redstone, like an infinite water bucket, though I doubt Reliquary added something so useful. Haha. So I think our redstone is already ready. So already ready. Gotta wonder my grammar. So 20 redstone conduits. And yes, this will be enough, and the 15 should have been enough as well, and I just was stingy. So let's bring this over. Not the handgun. I don't think we want to have the handgun out like that. And it'll just be a simple case of going up. So place, 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 place. There we go. Now we got an energy flow into here, and as I stated before, this redstone energy cell acts as a buffer. Thus, only 2 will be outputted, nothing more. We can change this buffer so that it uses 3 if we ever were to want that, though I don't think there's any point in doing so. So this is still going. We got more than enough stuff, and we are getting a surplus. So with the surplus, eventually we will want, now that I think of it, this, how much is this running? Because we can probably, well, we are going to need to redesign the base. The base is going to need to be more open, and by opening it up, we'll be able to have a more spacious area, and probably instead of having boilers up here, we'll probably get a roof, maybe have one boiler here just to charge some random batteries that we have lying around, but have an entire system dedicated to make biofuel and thus fuel a bunch of boilers. Like, because we are running out of energy currently when we have everything running at 100%, which currently we're not really doing much of. But anyways, let's check our bees probably one last time. I think we're just about up on everything, but I might be wrong. Let's see. That's not done. That's not done either. Now, just thinking a little on the bees. I know I've been a little buzzy about it, but it might be the tarnished ones or whatever, the galvanized, which I think is the silver bee, is probably one of those special bees which requires some sort of block, like a silver block, around it so that it'd be able to get mutated into such. If it's one of those, that means I will need to craft a silver block and around it. So lapis, for instance, the lapis bee does require one of those blocks. Let's check its comb. Lapis comb. Let's see. Lapis comb. Yes, we do. We got a lapis comb, and what it's used in, if you just check it, I think it's either lapis lazuli or the... Ooh. That's a lot of lapis. And with reliquary, what we can do with lapis is turn it into redstone. I believe. Shapeless. It's probably a shapeless crafting. Yes. We make 4, well, it requires 4, but we do make 4 of them. I have no idea how the heck that works. So let's check. We got tarnished and we got galvanized, so there goes that theory. Just making a little note about that. Galvanized, you got fwa. As if my luck's that good. There is no way my luck's that good. We got another galvanized, which is the princess, but we also have cultured. So what we can probably do is analyze the galvanized so that we get whatever it's spouting. And we also do have all of these bees, which with which we can analyze, but we're going to need a tad bit of honey. So let's get our honey. I think that'll be enough. Throw it in. And check this. Rusty princess, rusty noble, not good. Rusty noble, not good. Rusty noble, noble rusty rather. Rusty noble, no mutation, and no mutation here at all either. So we'll just throw our, well, we no longer need the resilient one, but we'll just take a bunch of these random serum vials, take them out, and probably turn one of these useless ones, probably turn this tarnished one, tarnished princess, into a galvanized princess, do some tweaks to its genetic makeup as well, and then make a few more better things with it. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. I'm thinking that we're probably going to need to expand this tank in the future so that it can hold more honey, but we'll get to that eventually. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.